Where are we currently standing in the market? Have we already seen the bull run top, or are we about to enter a parabolic phase? I think a lot of people are really asking themselves after these past 6 to 8 months that, to be honest, were really ugly and harsh. Everything just went down. Sentiment went down. People are frustrated. They're getting impatient. We want to see gains, especially altcoins have been bleeding over the past 8 months like crazy. But if we look at the history, how did Bitcoin perform after halvings? Halvings are the biggest pumpamental that Bitcoin has in the code base, where the inflation, the emission rate of Bitcoins gets halved every 4 years. This is an event that only happens every 4 years, or 210,000 Bitcoin blocks, where each block is around 10 minutes. And if you look at that chart, you can see two things. Number one, the halving is usually the catalyst for a parabolic bull run. Number two, the cycles also always get smaller. So the multiples, the potential gains that you can make in one full cycle are getting less and less over time. Obviously, as the industry matures, market caps get bigger. At one point, we'll also probably reach a sort of saturation where if you do a 10-20% gain in a year or two, it's actually going to be huge. Now, this is not what we're signing up for. We're not signing up for 10-20%. We're signing up for 10, 20, 50x returns. And if we're ending below the blue line, that still means Bitcoin is going to reach 6 figures, which I truly believe. I think it will be above 200K or around 200K, so somewhere around that. Maybe it will go above that along the way, but I think we're going to end somewhere here for the black line. So this is really interesting. I think if you have not been around for at least one full cycle, means bull to bull, enduring through an entire bear market, then I think you don't fully understand what's about to happen. You don't fully understand how high we're actually going, how altcoins are going to explode, how this whole space is just going to get hugely injected with liquidity over the next couple of months. And I think we're very close to that. And I have a lot of news also on the political stage, presidential news, and all these kind of things that already indicate that we're about to enter this parabolic phase. Another indicator of why we're early, I don't even know if that chart is real. Nick Carter shared it here. But apparently, crypto ranks second on the unattractiveness of male nerd hobbies scale. And 77% of the women say that crypto is just a nerd hobby. We'll see how this will look like when crypto makes new all-time highs, but yeah, currently it's not looking good. Now, here's some potential catalysts as to why crypto might see a parabolic bull phase. Russia, which is a BRICS member, could use cryptocurrency as an official tender for trade settlements in the country, bypassing US sanctions. And I reported about headlines coming out of Russia with regards to crypto over the past, and many of them have always been around, you know, they're going to legalize crypto, they're going to accept crypto, they're embracing crypto. This news, however, sounds a lot more actionable, in which Russia could start using crypto as soon as September 1st, which is a few days away. And to be honest, considering all the sanctions that are going on, I don't even think that's unlikely. We've seen something very similar in countries like Venezuela that's also under heavy sanctions and is ranking, I think, first or second in the world when it comes to crypto adoption. Venezuela is very, very high up there. And it also shows that eventually everyone will be forced into crypto, and even nation states will be forced into crypto, because it is just a sovereign way of transacting value. And it's the first time in history that we're separating money from state. And I think once this concept is being adopted by more and more countries, and large countries like Russia, then I think other nations have no other chance, right? And this is just a revolution that we're all talking about, right? Separating money from state. That's what crypto is. Anyways, these are headlines. These are news. We'll have to wait and see if Russia actually does that. And then also, is this going to be used across all BRICS states? That's going to be the question that we're going to have to wait and see if that materializes. On other news, we have this gentleman, Sir Gary Gensler, issuing a wealth notice to NFT platform OpenSea. And he's also threatening to sue them, citing that NFTs on the platform are securities. So we have Gary Gensler, who's currently running the SEC. And then pretty much on the same day, we have this gentleman, Sir Donald Trump, shilling none other than his own NFT collection. It's just hilarious. And he's literally saying in that video, I'm going to play you the clip.
Hello, everyone. This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. It's called the America First Collection. 50 all-new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. Here's the best part. I'm doing great things for my Trump digital card collectors. First, there's the real physical Trump cards. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really, I think, quite something. Number 2 is to purchase 75 of my Trump digital trading cards, and you will also be invited to join me for a gala dinner at my beautiful country club in Jupiter, Florida. We really have tremendous dinners with my collectors, have a lot of fun together. We're gonna have a good time. I'm keeping my Trump digital trading cards at the same price of $99 each. We've done that right from the beginning. So go to collecttrumpcards.com. It's really easy to buy. You just need an email address and a credit card or crypto. You know, they call me the crypto president. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people are saying that. So don't miss out. Go to collecttrumpcards.com. Go right now and collect your piece of American history. Let's have fun together and enjoy my Trump cards. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be talking about it for a long time. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Pair this with the fact that Q4 is usually the most bullish quarter in the year, which means that we probably have seen the worst in crypto. We are probably going to go into a year-end rally, probably even a parabolic rally. And I think the time is coming for crypto. I don't think leaving now, surrendering now, throwing in the towel is a smart decision. But obviously, everyone, according to their own financial situation, according to the liabilities they have, the responsibilities they have. That said, I think there's currently huge discounts left and right, starting in the Cosmos ecosystem, but pretty much all over crypto. Starting with Atom below $5, Akash below $3, Archway 3.5 cents. I haven't really followed up on the latest there. Axelar 55 cents. TIA below $5. The list goes on. DYDX now below $1. Dimension 146. The list is long, a lot of huge discounts, and I think Osmosis also 41 cents, absolutely nuts. And I personally feel like this might present an interesting opportunity, factoring in also the time horizon here, that after this rough 2 years that we're coming out of, that we're going to soon enter this parabolic phase. It might be weeks, it might be months, it might also be longer than you wish. It will be longer than you wish. And I know it's probably, you're getting tired about me saying it week over week over week, that you shouldn't surrender, you shouldn't give in, you shouldn't throw in the towel. But that's just how crypto works, right? I always say this, 95% pain and suffering, but 5% glory. That is life-changing. 5% that can really change your life within 6 to 8 months. It happened with me, and I'm sure that we're going to see another opportunity. Now, looking at IBC Stats, which is what Cosmos represents, right? If there was a synonym for Cosmos, the closest would be IBC, which is tokenless and doesn't have a chain. It's chain agnostic. It's a neutral, standardized protocol for interoperability between all sovereign Cosmos networks. But yeah, we've seen $1 billion, over $1 billion in transfers and 2.3 million monthly active accounts between July and August. We have over 118 active chains that are all connected through IBC. Osmosis still kings of IBC, driving the most volumes pretty much ever since inception. And to be honest, the interchain would not be the same without Osmosis. Osmosis and the Cosmos Hub were the chain pair with the highest number of IBC transfers. The Cosmos Hub is still there, still has active users, is still relevant in that context. Celestia and Neutron, the highest volume chain pair processing the largest total value transferred via IBC. Very, very interesting numbers here and statistics. It just gets to show you Cosmos is far from dead. And I think for some of you that might be new to Cosmos, that don't really know much about the ecosystem, if you see some of these logos, you probably don't even know that they are Cosmos, right? But they actually are. So this is it. And 118 and counting, we know Story Protocol, Allora, Nillion, Barachain, Initia, Movement, you name it. There's countless multi-billion-dollar chains that are still upcoming that will have a huge impact. Babylon that just launched. The list is very, very long. So I'm very bullish on the interchain and the Cosmos thesis. Chris Goes, one of the early IBC engineers and co-founder of Namada, also said, Cosmos already succeeded. The center may be boring, but the periphery is fire, and everyone else is currently learning the same lessons Tendermint and IBC learned 2 years ago. Confusing token prices with progress is like confusing GDP with a healthy society. I would still add that I feel like Cosmos is currently at a point where we can grow a lot faster as an ecosystem if we cared a lot more about the retail user, and also if especially flagship Cosmos chains refine and improve their business models, which, to be honest, is already happening a lot. Osmosis has established a lot of business models and revenue sources over the past 6 to 8 months alone. Nonetheless, I think Chris's point is very, very important for everyone to truly understand. Now, talking about flagship chains, I mentioned Osmosis also in the past couple of weeks. We shared a lot of updates about all their upgrades that were implemented. Osmosis being back to the roots, becoming the best interchain DEX, and simplifying user experience, implementing features that users want, limit orders, and so on and so forth. We now have this teaser from Router Protocol that is teasing this partnership or integration with Osmosis. Then we have 2 Osmo tokenomics related proposals. In fact, this is the main one, 833, Osmosis inflation reduction proposal, which currently does not look like it's going to pass, but there's also only 11% turnout so far, and 20% voting participation is needed. But this proposal, which ends September 2nd, so if you stake Osmo, you should definitely vote here, proposes to reduce the inflation rate down to 3.3%, which would also reduce the maximum supply to 714 million coins. This means a reduction of around 28.6% of the Osmo supply, which also lowers the FDV, and with that also redistribute where this inflation is going, right? Because right now it's going 50% to stakers, 25% to developer vesting accounts, which means to kind of drive the development of Osmosis, 20% as liquidity incentives, and 5% to the community pool. The new parameters proposed would increase the staking rewards by 30%, so 65% go to stakers, and reduce the developer vesting and liquidity incentives by 5%, and just entirely get rid of the community pool, so they would not receive anything anymore. And with these new numbers, the staking APR would be reduced by 50% to around 5.6%, which the proposal calls a moderate staking APR for an established chain. Now, as I'm recording this, I am just reporting the news. I have not done a deep dive on this. I've not really put in a lot of thoughts about this yet, but we'll definitely do that because obviously with Cryptocito, we're also one of the validators, so we're also going to do a statement there. But my first reaction here is that this might be a little bit too much, to be honest, especially getting rid of the community pool. I know it's relatively full, but I think just entirely getting rid of that, not sure if that makes sense. And also the staking APR, down to 5.6%. I'm not sure if Osmosis is there yet. I think if it had a $3 to $5 billion valuation right now, then it probably would make sense. But I think a lot of people are also still holding Osmo because it still has this relatively high double-digit staking APR. So my main point is that I don't know if the timing for this proposal is the right one, but I think it's definitely interesting to see, and we'll see. Maybe this proposal goes through, and September 2nd we'll know a lot more. Another chain that we'll know a lot more about very soon is Namada. Namada is about to launch their mainnet, and with that also your fully unlocked airdrop that you have claimed months ago. If you watch this video and followed our tutorials, followed our video content and explainers, then you are getting this airdrop, and it should be an interesting one for sure. Maybe a big one, I don't know, but interesting because your airdrop plus all investor tokens are going to be fully unlocked from the first block. And Namada is going to be most likely launching on Osmosis. So we'll see how that plays out. Going to be an interesting experiment. But yeah, Namada launching very soon. Sticking around the airdrop meta story protocol, I talked about it in a recent video and also a couple of weeks ago before they announced their $130 million mega raise. They just launched their first public testnet called Iliad, which you can now go and play around with. And alongside the launch, they also published this 31-minute video where it's all about the story behind story, how they started, what the purpose is, and also disclosing the valuation of their round. $2.25 billion, which is a crazy valuation, to be honest. But I guess congratulations on the raise. I mean, raising $80 million at $2.25 billion valuation in this market environment is very, very interesting. And Story Protocol is going to be built on the Cosmos SDK, so they're going to join the interchain as well. And their main vertical that they want to disrupt is intellectual property, IP, rights, and bring that on-chain. This is also something that Omniflix has been working on since day one and talked about for many, many years. But I think now with Story Protocol, which is this giant project that is bringing in a lot of eyeballs, visibility, and now obviously they have infinite funding pretty much, they are probably going to drive a lot more awareness on this topic. Unicorn and memes, we talked about it a lot as well. The UWU token airdrop is over at the end of the month. So if you have not claimed your airdrop yet, then now is the time. Go over and claim your UWU tokens. They might be worth something. I think the valuation is still around 30-40 million FTV, which is pretty decent. Then we also have Squared launching on a Neutron, which is a pixel board. I think the first one we had on, I think it was on Stargaze, but now there's one here on Neutron, and there's also an airdrop for it, where you can then get tokens, I guess, and then you can, you can write your name, your logo, you can design, you can do something fun, whatever you want. And yeah, this is fully on chain. Now for those bad kit holders and Celestine Sloth holders that had issues claiming their Penumbra airdrop, there was an issue that is apparently now fixed. So go and check out if you can get your airdrop, if you see your airdrop in your Prax wallet. And while you're at it, also just play around with Penumbra. It's also all about privacy, shielding your assets. I think especially in these times that we're currently in, privacy is getting more and more important. And I think Penumbra is one of the most interesting privacy projects there are. Now, before I give you fresh, hot Saga airdrop alpha, I want to briefly show you this world from Passage, a new world where Lex is just walking through with his team and friends, and also teasing. Can you guess who will be jumping into Passage with next? So Passage, I think, the metaverse narrative in Cosmos, they're building virtual worlds, also a game with Strange Clan, one of the most hardcore builders in Cosmos and all crypto. They also have this partnership and integration with Akash Network for running their worlds on a decentralized cloud infrastructure, which is very, very cool and a natural fit for them to collaborate. Passage definitely one that you should check out. And let me know also who you guess is going to be in the Passage world next. Then we also have the FADA airdrop collection coming up. This is part of Atom August. This is going to be the first Atom Mint collection on Stargaze. And I think they had a collection prior on Polygon and are now launching on Stargaze. Now, as promised, wrapping up, Saga Vault 4 airdrop lands on Friday. So that's tomorrow. And if you stake 100% of your Saga tokens, you will get a 4x loyalty bonus in Vault 5. And I talked about this over and over again. Saga rewards loyalty. If you stake your Saga airdrop, you get an even bigger one in the next round. I'm going to leave you with Winnie for more context, and I'll see you guys very soon. Until then, stay safe and be good.
Vault 4 of Saga is now closed and distributions are well on the way, set to be distributed on Friday, August the 30th. So it's a good time to think about your next move with your Saga tokens staked and those that are on the way. If you're looking to maximize your rewards in Vault 5, you're going to want to consider staking all of your Vault 4 assets. If not all, like 96%, and no less than 95%, to be honest. By staking the majority of your rewards, you're going to unlock a 4x loyalty bonus in Vault 5. And as you continue to compound these tokens, to be honest, it can be quite game-changing. When all of this is said and done, I know I sound like a broken record because I keep repeating this, but I'm also doing the same thing. And for those of you who are new to the Saga ecosystem, staking is super straightforward. I will share links to staking resources if you want to get started on staking Saga so that you can qualify for future power level over 9,000 vaults. But yes, happy airdrop distribution week. Up until next time, bye.